Welcome back to the House of L, everyone. I'm Derek Russell, joined by Steve Glosson, and
That's me.
that's him. And I don't know what you're doing this morning, but some of us around the world are about to watch the teaser trailer for James Gunn's 2025 Superman. That's not the name of the movie. It's actually just Superman. Some people still think it's Superman Legacy, but I assure you, it's just Superman. We are a few seconds away from being able to click on this link, and we are so excited. I'm excited. I dressed for the occasion. I don't know if you knew that or not.
I too dressed for the occasion. We were going to start a little earlier, but because it's morning, that doesn't work for me.
That didn't happen.
And I had this whole idea, like, hey, let's do a quick postmortem on the DCEU and do this stuff. But now the trailer's here, so I'm
So now it's like, well, bye. But
yeah,
I had these plans last night to post something kind of like, I don't want to forget Superman and Lois. We're only like 3 weeks removed at this point. Like, we're about to turn a page, and we should still, Tyler and Bitsy are still so important. And I hate to, shift all of a sudden. And now it's like trailer.
Yeah.
But
Superman's dead.
Is that what happened, Steve?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. I think you didn't finish the season.
Everyone went to heaven.
Oh, the lost ending.
Yeah. That's what it was. It was a lost ending.
Yeah.
By the way, I've put on glasses over my glasses.
To show that time has passed.
Luke. I too am going to sit on a porch with a dog. Luke from Geek of Steel said he's seen this before, so
yeah.
He made it okay.
Are you ready?
I'm really ready.
Because in exactly 2 minutes and 20 seconds, our world changes.
Maybe, or maybe it'll just all be the same.
Could be.
Let's find out.
Fanboys ending. What if it sucks?
Who's playing Lex Luthor?
Michael Rosenbaum.
Great. All right, I'm in. Here we go. You ready?
Trepidatiously, I'm so excited. Let's roll that beautiful.
You let me know if you can hear this or not.
Okay. I can hear it. Oh.
Well, that's a way to open.
Nice.
Crypto. Home. Take me home.
Superman. Superman.
Let's do that again.
That's the beauty of it not being Monday anymore. We can roll that again.
Let's do that again.
emotionally manipulative.
Crypto.
Look, that dog.
Home. Take me home.
Superman. Superman.
Now,
Going
look,
for a third. I thought
Look.
you were going for the hat trick there.
well, I should have.
I would have loved that. That would have been classic Steve. Yeah.
Okay. You know me, I can't just say something. I have to set it up. So, a while back, there was a server crash with my original podcast host and everything, the
Uh-huh.
hosting that I had, and I lost a lot of things, and so I had to rebuild a lot of things. And in rebuilding, I was going back and trying to get descriptions of stuff, and so I was listening back, and there was a period of time where it was when did Man of Steel come out? 2012,
13.
13, 20. So there was a period of time in 2013 where I was doing kind of not quite every morning, but almost every morning, big honkin' show. And and when and there are episodes where you called in, where you came on, and there was so much. It was just Man of Steel reaction, Man of Steel trailer, Man of Steel teaser, and we went through, because this was post Smallville and it was pre getting Smallville started back up, and we did 45-minute, hour and a half long episodes on teasers and on trailers and stuff. And if I'm being 100% honest, I never felt in watching those
Which you
trailers the way I just felt right now. If I'm going by feeling.
Yeah, the way I describe it is and this will get misquoted or misinterpreted or a certain, I don't even want to think about the negativity of some because of the positivity of that. That's the Superman movie I would have wanted to see as a kid.
I think so. It seems like it. It absolutely seems like it. Look,
and as an adult,
right?
Not just as a kid, but like growing up, being so enamored and so in love with this character and this legacy and toys and cartoons and anything I could get my hands on, anything
Yeah.
I could inhale of this.
Yeah.
And I say it so much, it's always felt like feast or famine when you're a Superman fan. It's more often than not. Right. It's famine. It's you eat well if you're a Batman fan. If you're a Superman fan, not so much. The last few years have been a lot better for that.
Right.
But Smallville going off the air, and then obviously the Man of Steel, which I enjoyed, but all that fell apart in the end, ultimately, which is why we have this now. And now we've had Superman and Lois and My Adventures with Superman, and it's been a better time to be a Superman fan because of the things the breadcrumbs we've gotten.
Mm-hmm.
Who couldn't be a Superman fan after watching that?
Look, there are other heroes in there, and I don't care about any of them. I'm sorry. I don't want to go negative in any way.
No.
Like when Hawk Girl was on screen, when Mr. Terrific was on screen, when Guy Gardner was on screen, I'm like, get it off of you guys. Go back to Clark, go back to Superman, go back to Lois, go back to Crypto.
Good boy, Crypto.
Golly.
That low whistle.
Look, Okay.
All right, so go. What do you?
All
What's
right.
your? What's your?
I
What do you
love
think?
the Top Gun anthem treatment of the John Williams theme.
Right.
I really do like that. Apparently, we're locked into John Williams for this movie, at least in some level. That has been the marketing thus far.
Mm-hmm.
With any video marketing we've gotten, it has been that John
There's
Williams
been
theme.
4 videos. There's been the motion poster.
Yep.
The 30-second preview, which I told you
Right.
was none of that footage is even in here except that
Right.
one shot of the cape of him
Right.
flying through the Arctic. James Gunn released a video yesterday that had the backing was the guitar riff and
Okay.
more of what we heard today, and then
Right.
that,
I
and
missed that.
out
I
the-
missed that one. I missed that one. But look, you look, there is an overdoneness, if I'm going to be fair, to slowing down a theme and that sort of thing. But I also think that for many musicians, the temptation would be to do the preamble to the march with the music, the dun 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 dun, dun
or the
instead,
bump,
right?
bump, bump, bump.
Yes, and instead they go right into the dun 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 dun, dun, dun. And I love the Top Gun anthem treatment of that with the guitar. It seems it seems at once real visceral, but at the same time just as epic and comic booky as you want to. And that's just, based on the trailer. Like when he's laying in the snow and coughs out a little blood, spits out a little blood, and you hear him wheezing there at the beginning. Like that's raw. That's some we've never we've never really seen Superman that way, and I guess that's the farm that he's sitting on the front porch with.
Yep. That's the farm outside of Atlanta where they filmed that. I remember.
And here's the thing, we're used to the idyllic farmhouse, out on the open fields of Kansas, the Kent farm. We have the red barn idea and the old wooden house idea. This is an 80s ranch style home, 70s, 80s ranch style home. And that's interesting. To me, it's like it's something visually new, but it also, if you grow up around the rural areas, it fits completely.
It fits perfectly. And that was a big complaint when those set pictures came out. They were like, oh, the Kents are poor. And I was like, the Kents have always been poor. Are you doing like that's not that
right?
It's not. I mean, they get by. They're earnest people. That's not. I'm not saying they're poor, but they're because they've had a farmhouse that's been in their family for years and generations and generations that that Jonathan has had. That's not a sign of any kind of wealth beyond what you would imagine.
And
this living in rural areas, as you and I both grew up in, that's real.
That's real life, and that's the thing. It's like it's real. So far, in what I'm seeing in this trailer is a little bit of realism, but not so much that you're grounding Superman completely. That you've absolutely brought him down to Earth level now. He's still Superman. There's a lot of questions I have. Who's that wrinkly alien person? Is that Brainiac? Because I don't know anything. I know nothing about this.
I mean, they've done a really good job. I mean, some things have kind of come out. There's a person or two in there that I'm like, okay, I know what they're going for here. There's a big, monster, and it's like, okay, is this the Sun Eater from All Star Superman? Is this the Arctic Giant from Fleischer? Is this like what are we doing here with some of these things? And that's I love a good teaser trailer. That was a fantastic one, but so much of this was just flash. Just after it was like a flip book after the crypto reveal. There is a shot of Lex looking out his window, with the sunshine in the distance, and Clark Kent and Superman. Excuse me, I don't want to spoil anything for anybody in case you didn't know this.
Wait a minute.
Hold on. No, I'm not sure if you're aware of the situation or not.
Derek, are you telling me?
Look, all I'm saying is I've never seen him in the same place at the same time. There's a shot of Superman flying past Lex's window.
Right.
How long have we clamored for something like that in live action that has been done so well on paper, in the pages of DC? And yes, in animated form, we've seen it happen. And yes, we've had instances of, I maintained that those last few episodes of Superman and Lois, that scene where they face off, where Lex and Superman face off in Luthor's penthouse.
Yeah.
That was what that was missing, was him
Right.
flying, hovering
Right.
outside the window, kind of like the pilot of Lois and Clark.
Yeah, I was going to say the closest we've ever got to something like that is Lois and Clark at the end of that episode.
If you ever need me, just look up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let the games begin. All that good stuff. John Shea, fantastic Lex Luthor. But that looked like things that I have wanted for so long and haven't gotten.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. Ever since, well, in the day and age of technology that we have now with filmmaking and all, the question is now make it look real, or that's the plea. Make it look as real as possible.
Yes, set them in a real world.
But let's do comic book. Let's go full comic book on screen. And the truth of the matter is, with James Gunn, you're either going to get that or you're going to get a twisted version of that. And that's kind of if I'm laying all cards out on the table, that's kind of been my concern. But I will tell you this, that as a lifelong Superman fan and as someone who, look, for almost 50 years, we've been living in the shadow of Superman, the movie. You can't escape that. And to lean into that with the Williams music, to, as down as this opens up, like, you almost forget that this whole thing opens up with him laying in the snow bleeding and wheezing. And now
it goes to such a different place.
Yeah, it takes you to such different with the world essentially chanting Superman, Superman, Superman.
Oh, that kid raising that flag.
I'm a sucker for a kid loving Superman.
The first thing you see him do in this, other than laying in the snow, is protecting a child.
Yes. Yeah.
Is saving people.
Right.
And it's not hard. It's not hard to do Superman right. I don't know why for years we've languished in this. Oh, he's all too powerful to bring that to screen. It's too difficult. No, they do it every month, and they've done it for 80 years on paper.
Yeah.
And you can't tell me. I mean, you can't. It's easy to do well. It's easy.
Yeah.
The writer or the filmmaker is the one that makes it hard, or the audience is the one that makes it hard.
Absolutely.
They challenge what the perception is of what that can look like. It was done perfectly in 1978. Now, maybe he's not throwing punches too much, and and the effects are what they were in the late 70s.
Right.
I still believed a man could fly.
Yep.
That's more than anything we've gotten, and people are always like, well, you don't let go of Reeve, you hold on to Reeve. Well, when you do it right out of the gate with the first time, you're gonna hold a candle to that later on. And there's people that hate those movies and hate that characterization and hate the red trunks, and
who are they?
Idiots. And Steve, morons. Simple folk. These are people of the land. It's so, and it boggles my mind when it's like, no, you can do this. And I mean, I know we've only seen 3 minutes total of this film, and what even of this might get put into it, but that evoked more emotion into me,
absolutely,
than anything I've seen recently. And I don't want to negate Superman and Lois or My Adventures with Superman or anything, and even the Snyderverse. I'm not tearing any of that down, because I enjoyed all of those things. But there's always, you get so close to what you want, and it's not quite always what you grew up envisioning.
Right.
Is that where, as a kid, I would have loved the Superman stuff and Superman and Lois and probably the stuff with the boys, but I wouldn't have enjoyed the dramatic take on that we got as a child as much as I did as a parent, as a newspaper reporter, as XYZ.
As a child, I'm looking at the fights, the Bizarro, the Doomsday. I'm looking at the battles with him and John Henry, or him and Lex in the suit. That's going to be the draw for me as a kid, in the Superman and Lois. Just like with the Hulk show, the Incredible Hulk show. It always gets back to that for me, by the way. Greatest show ever produced by man.
Really? Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay.
And as a kid, you don't care about, he's helping little Ricky, with his abusive father, or he's helping this weird lady in her rock concert career. You're just waiting for him to turn into the Hulk.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how, but then as you get older and you start to kind of see the nuance of things, just like with this, it's like there's an awareness that we have to reach general audiences, but man, you've got to make this palatable for everyone. And unfortunately, I don't know that the Snyderverse necessarily did that. I don't know that the Snyderverse reached hardcore fans. I don't know that it, as good. And I don't want to turn this into all that, but I'm saying like this seems to do what even Superman Returns. I love Superman Returns, I do, but it seems to do what even that couldn't necessarily do. And that's with the first 2 minutes, just looking at 2 or 3 minutes worth of footage, of course.
I would have not taken, had my son been 5 in 2013. I maintain I don't think I would have taken him to Man of Steel.
Right.
I wouldn't have. It was more, it was what it was. The papers have been written, things have been said over the years.
Absolutely.
At this point, you're not going to change anybody's mind. If you love it, you love it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. And that's fine. Play in your separate sandboxes. There doesn't have to be, all this overlap. My son and I will be there day one for this. He will absolutely be sitting next to me.
I sure will, Dad.
Thank you. So made it weird. So I don't understand, I don't understand why it's not always been accessible for all audiences, because he's a comic book character. And when you take the route of these people are gods and they have to be, treated as such, and they have to be put on these pedestals, and they're allowed to be flawed gods. And, great. That worked for people. And if that's your Superman, then that's your Superman.
Well, listen, the minute Crypto jumps on the screen, it's like, yeah, bring your kids.
My son is going to go insane, because I don't know how many times I watched that League of Super Pets, Legion of Super Pets movie when it came out. I've probably seen that movie more than I've seen Superman the movie in my 40 years on this earth.
Are we dealing with Muppetry with Crypto, do you think?
I don't know what we're dealing with there, but he looks fantastic, and I want him to come home with me now.
I want that dog.
I also want Lois to come home with me right now.
Hey now.
Rachel Brosnahan. Has anybody ever, like, out of the gate looked more Lois Lane than? I mean, she just not even a word from her, and just looks the part. Clark, the planet looks glorious.
Yeah.
The flashes we see of that, both the exterior and the interior. Looks fantastic.
I don't know about Clark's moppy toppy thing. Like his,
it's
like
fine.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's like, come on, man, do something with your hair.
So we see her and Clark embracing, and we see her and Superman embracing.
That's right.
That first image that was ever released of him putting on the boots is going on what looks to be in Lois's apartment. With the purple with the purple thing going on in the background of the sky. I mean, that was like, Fight Club, the end of Fight Club, watching the two of them looking out the window as the world begins to crumble, and her giving that little, that go get 'em hug.
Yeah.
So I mean, Superman this is not an origin story. He's been on the scene for at least a couple years. We know at this point. Gunn has said it's going to take some getting used to, because we've been kind of ingrained in saying so much over the last decade. But Gunn has said that it's, he said different things, but he's at least been on the scene for a little while. And do you think she knows? Are you watching it again?
Well, no, I'm just looking at different little things here and there.
I know it's hard to.
I'm looking at some imagery.
Imagine watching that once and then not getting to click replay on it.
Right. I don't know if she knows. I think it's kind of for me, it's kind of expected that she'll just know if he's established. Like, I can't imagine her not knowing. Because we've gotten so used to Lois knowing.
Yeah.
But if she doesn't, that's either take is fine with me.
Yeah.
You know, but what I'm interested in, um, the guy throwing the can at Superman's head. Like, what's that about?
The swap from that kid raising that flag and
Yeah,
wrapping around it and begging and calling out for Superman because he's coming.
right.
That Superman's coming.
And I'm not a fan of people hating Superman, and so obviously, so I'm wondering if there's like a Lex thing that's going on where Lex has pitted people against him, kind of deal. If there's a whole litany of questions I have. Who's he fighting at the stadium? It looks like it could be Mongol, based on like it's a purple outfit. It seems to be, um, you know, the blood and the snow sets up some interesting possibilities for down the road with clonage and that sort of thing. Like my mind is racing 1,000 miles a minute with all the different comic booky
Flip
things. That
over
are going on
to
here.
a minute 46.
With the big, yeah, I'm there with the big monster.
Yeah. That's the
Yeah.
Arctic Giant, right? That's Fleischer's Arctic Monster, right? That's what we're doing here, right? Tell me that's what we're doing here. Tell me.
I don't know.
Look at that. That is Fleischer, baby. That is the Arctic Monster. That is the Arctic Giant right there.
And well, here's
Probably not. But
I don't know. I mean, it could be.
Let me believe.
I don't. I don't know. I don't know how immersed Gunn is into the fullness of all that. You know what I mean? Like,
so this is interesting now that you say that, because I don't know. I talked about this with Tim and Luke, but the other little promo that dropped on Monday, with it seemingly the door to the fortress or the floor of the fortress, but the shield and the
yeah.
and it said look up and then just said full trailer. That the wind, the whipping wind, fortress wind, Arctic wind, whatever, sounds like him flying at the beginning of Fleischer. Like it's very similar to that.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're gonna get. And I'm not saying just fly. Don't look. Okay, I've moved on. So here's Superman and Lois fly.
I'm just trying to get to some images as you're talking about stuff.
They're making out in air, and dear God, I really get the sensation from some of the wardrobe choices that this is going to take place over a short amount of time, maybe like a 48-hour window. Because Lois seems to be in the same wardrobe for a lot of this.
Could be.
So I kind of wonder how swiftly this turns into a quick day and a half story. I noticed no Martha, but that doesn't mean she's not. We know she's been cast, but the two of them wearing plaid on the porch
that's good stuff.
That's good stuff right there. Man, that crypto snowplow.
Dude,
coming up right there. Oh, look at that. Look at him. The goodest boy that ever gooded.
This is what's going to get my wife to the theater with me to see this. Like this moment right here.
When I show my son this tonight after school today, he is going to flip when he sees that. Look at his cape.
I love it. I want that to be a real dog so bad so that I can have one. My wife has been bothering me for 2 years now. We need to get a new dog.
I want that one.
There he is.
How much is that doggy in the Superman trailer?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, the goodest boy, and then takes him by the cape and takes him home.
Is home the fortress?
I bet home is the Lois. I want home to be Lois. Look at his collar. Look at it.
Oh wow, yeah. Look at that.
He's got the shield on in the collar.
That's good stuff.
So so here's obviously that little girl. You need to move. She wasn't moving.
No.
You need.
And that seems to be here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do that thing.
What's that thing?
I'm going to slow this mug down.
I tell you one thing. You got that thing playing at 480, and that was a travesty.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do anything different.
You're right there under the setting you're at. Not that one.
It says auto.
Yeah. Turn that puppy up.
Okay.
No, up. Another one. There you go.
I don't know that I have 4K. Ooh.
Oh. oh, Rachel Brosnahan's in this? I couldn't tell.
That's Purdy.
Oh, it's a dog. Crypto's a dog
I
in this.
understand.
I
Okay,
just
well,
figured it was my end watching this through your end, but
see, that's a monster foot
yeah.
that's smashing helium tanks.
Imagine what you can achieve when you watch in higher
Well,
resolution.
no, I realized that immediately. Look at him running to her.
I know.
That's great,
I love the wardrobes.
man. I like that the suit is bright. I like that it stands out.
I like that
you know?
everything is bright. I mean, look at him flying by. Look at that Lex Luthor. Look at Nicholas Holt. Look at Luthor Corp.
What was Nicholas Holt in? He looks so familiar to me.
He was Beast in the X-Men movies. And
That's right. There, that's all you had to say. I got it.
Okay. About a boy. Look at that. Look at that flag. Oh man, I don't like that.
I like that he doesn't move.
Is that a full can of frozen orange juice? Like, why is he holding that in the streets?
He doesn't flinch. Stag Industries. Who is Stag?
Simon Stagg.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, he's isn't he more of a Batman guy than a Superman guy?
That
Maybe
goes outside of my comic book knowledge.
Interesting seeing that, knowing that all the that the characters we're about to see are all Max Lord people. Guy Gardner, Mr. Terrific. What's he shooting at?
He's shooting at the door to keep it shut so people don't come in.
Or somebody busted out a window and he's closing it up.
Yeah.
Hawk Girl. Arctic Monster.
Does the Arctic Monster breathe fire? And there's that shot, man. I guess that's right after he put the boots on. I didn't think that would actually be in the film.
You know, I kind of had that same feeling. I was like, this is just a production. Like, this is just a vibe check. This is a choice. This is how they're going to do this. And no, like that's that full on is that thing in the sky.
Well, I wonder because it looks like, is it round and shooting a laser, or is there a laser coming up at it and someone shielding themselves like Hawk Girl with the mace or something?
I know a lot of people. Have you watched Creature Commandos yet? I know a lot of people like, oh, this is Cersei, and maybe this is a flashback. Look at that! Oh my word!
Is that Calyx?
Helix?
Helix?
I don't know. Yeah, that's the fortress.
Yeah, it's Fortress Robot.
Oh, that's the only glimpse of the fortress we see back behind him. I see jutting crystals, sir.
I see those from
Krypton.
Them light things on
Krypton. Them light things. I see. Thine eyes do see those, sir. That does look like Jor-El's workshop.
Wow.
Jor-El's laboratory. That is some perfect fortress looking stuff behind him. But yes, that seems to be the death of Helix there.
Look, I like the mix of what we know or what we're familiar with on screen with like the Reeve Fortress, the Smallville Fortress, even to an extent the Superman and Lois Fortress.
The title was Legacy, originally, and it was while it was about Superman and his parents, is what Gunn has said. Both his belonging to his Kryptonian side with Jor-El and Lara, who we have not heard anything about in casting, and then also his humanity with Jonathan and Martha, and kind of how that plays out. And I think specifically the dual father roles, because Gunn said this was, this is after the death of his father, and I believe this movie even comes out on his father's birthday. That that was important to him to weave this in, but it's also using that title Legacy. You have to embrace so many different facets of the patchwork of Superman.
Right.
And I mean, again, we've seen 3 minutes of this, but I see so many different things here.
Well, regardless of what, here's the one thing I do like about Gunn is Gunn is unafraid. Gunn is unafraid to do what a lot of people may be more afraid to do. And I'll give you the for example. As not great as the movie was, he did Starro in Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
He's doing the Fleischer Arctic Monster. We'll just say that now, or Gamera.
I'm just gonna call it the
But he's doing that. He's got Superman visibly upset
If we're
over
going to call him that, we need to call him Arctic Giant and start calling him Arctic Monster.
Arctic Giant.
Technically, it was Dr. Arctic Monster that created the Arctic.
Oh, sorry. Yes, excuse me.
It was Dr. Arctic that created
Dr. Arctic that created the monster. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Arctic's monster.
The Arctic Giant from Fleischer.
But you've got Superman visibly upset over a damaged robot.
Yeah. Say that again.
Robot.
That's right.
Yeah. I'm all in. Lex here is busted up.
Mm-hmm.
But it also looks. I'm going to pull this up here. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't pull that up. I messed up. My bad.
Sorry, I'm still watching the kissing.
Okay, man, calm down.
Oh, I didn't see this shot. Oh,
what shot is that?
150. Go to 150. Play that mother from there.
Oh, the portrait's growing. Yeah,
I did not see that at all.
Who that?
Who that?
That looks like. Oh, you know who that looks like? Is that
That's a Superman clone, isn't it?
No, I think it's Metamorpho.
Oh, is that Metamorpho?
Look at the shoulder. You got one orange shoulder and one kind of.
Yeah, okay, shoulder. I see it now. Okay, maybe so. Yeah, I still think there's going to end up being a Superman clone in this. Oh, what is that building? What was that? That better not have been the planet. There's no globe on top, unless it already fell off.
You can see.
That you can see anymore. I mean, sir, that building's coming down.
Now, Derek,
play that again.
Okay.
Enhanced. Enhanced. Great content here.
So,
yeah, he's busted up. There's Luthor.
You've got a building. You've got an intact building falling over.
Yeah.
Back to Fleischer. There's that whole episode with the death laser. Yeah. Holding it, pushing the building back up. Now, obviously, that defies the laws of physics.
Structurally, that's one thing Superman Returns did very well with that plane scene, is showing, yes, he's indestructible and all powerful, but that doesn't mean the
laws of physics still
doesn't mean the things he's interacting with can fit with that. But yes, that does evoke that image of him holding the building up to me.
Is there a tear in Lex's eye there, or is he just sweating?
I don't know.
Man. Derek?
I don't think that's the building. I think that's him pushing the Arctic Giant back.
Maybe. That's Arctic's Giant.
Arctic's Giant, excuse me. It's got to be your bull.
Yeah, I think that is. Golly, man.
Look at that collar and that. Sorry, we're on crypto now.
I just can't.
You're not watching this over on YouTube if you're just listening.
Hey, crypto is now my favorite thing in Superman, like right now.
I figured he was going to steal the trailer, especially when he got a hashtag on Twitter. So that is, believed to be Ultraman.
Ultraman?
Mm-hmm.
We're already doing multiverse right here out of the gate?
Or a clone. I don't want to spoil. I mean, I'm not spoiling that because it's just
it's speculation at this point.
He's masked in all the set pictures, but he's got a U on him, and I wonder if that is. I think that might be low hanging fruit a little bit, but this fight, there was a lot of set pictures from this battle in the Meteors ballpark in the stadium, and I'm anxious to. It looked extremely well done from the stunt perspective, so I'm anxious to see how this turns out.
I mean, this could be where he get beat up.
Could very well be. I mean, obviously he's fighting somebody that's able to take him on.
Yeah,
and it ain't Mr. Terrific.
Mr. Terrific mask looks pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's got drones.
Oh, what's happening right there? That was a weird pause. Is he in the sun?
Or fire?
Well, yeah, he was in fire. Okay.
Yeah. Flying out of fire into the sun. It never actually says Superman in this.
The music says it.
Well, I mean, look at that yellow on that cape right there,
Mhm.
sir.
Look at that S on that cape. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's the best decision Gunn made out of any of this.
July 11th.
No title, just July 11.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly Donner inspired lettering there.
Yeah.
Which I said after the events of Monday. I'm stoked.
Yep.
I will watch that 400 more times today.
I can't wait to show my wife just for the crypto stuff. Like, she's gonna go nuts.
I kind of it's the last couple of days of school before the holidays get
Take
out.
your kids out of school for this.
I was almost like, Lex, you stay home today? Watch the trailer with your old man? Can I? I'm just gonna go knock on this door. Can I borrow him for 2 minutes and 20 seconds? I'll bring him right back.
Oh,
how about 4:40? We're gonna watch it twice.
Yeah, well, maybe 6. I can't do that math.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
I'm
good
excited,
stuff,
man. I am excited.
Yeah, I am too. Let's watch it again.
All right, one more time, and then we'll call it a day.
All right.
Hey, is it on 4K? Yeah. Okay. Good.
Okay. Here we go.
All right.
Really ominous thought.
Get up.
Get up.
Because Mickey loves you.
Crypto. Home. Take me home.
Superman. Superman.
Oh, Chewy, we're home.
So we're seeing that together?
I got to see it with somebody.
All right, fair enough. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. There's much more to come as we get into the new year, and I'm excited to talk about it. Merry Christmas and happy holidays. We will see you guys next time.
Merry Christmas, everybody.